No recent developmental science research has ever directly measured moral behavior in infants. By using the gaze contingency technique, we ask the question whether infants would act as third parties to punish a fictitious attacker. As a topic of high interest in social sciences, this is the first study in the world to directly measure the moral decision-making of infants. A gaze contingency task involves the presentation of stimuli that change with an infant's eye position. Recently, gaze contingency techniques have received increased attention as a useful tool to measure various behaviors in infants. In this experiment, 2 visual subjects were shown to the infants. Using their gaze, the infants are allowed to punish the subjects by dropping stones onto them. When the infants are watching the initial setting, the 2 subjects do not interact with each other. In this initial setting, the gaze of the infants were split equally between the 2 subjects. Next, the infants are shown a video in which one of the subjects is actively hitting the other, the attacker striking the victim. These videos are also used in a previous study which demonstrated the ability of infants to discern aggressors and victims. The video is presented to the infants 3 times, and the infants are then again tasked with dropping the stone on the subjects. Surprisingly, the frequency of the gaze, and consequently the frequency of stone dropping, on the attacker increased significantly compared to before the video. The infants began to look towards the attacker with higher frequency. However, this alone does not allow us to conclude the moral behavior. There's ambiguity to whether the infants are making a conscious decision or if the attacker is merely drawing the attention of the infants, and so on. In this article, we explored our initial hypothesis in more depth by providing 3 control conditions. In this study, we conducted a retest of the first experiment and confirmed that similar results were obtained with high reproducibility. Taken together, these findings strongly suggest that the infants were administering third-party punishment as an independent act on their own. Such a study measuring direct moral decision-making in infants is unprecedented and is expected to have a significant impact on moral research on infants.